done a few undercover runs.
Yeah.
Oh! Being under, it's about improv.
You almost shot me.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I thought it looked really good, man. Really good.
I know, right?
I absolutely enjoyed watching this show. It's one of those shows you start watching, you can't really stop watching it. So thank you for that. This is also an ensemble that is made up of individuals who are all hiding things or withholding things from each other, and yet they somehow find trust in each other. So after doing this season, what did you guys most enjoy about being a part of this team? Because, I mean, all these characters individually are great, but it's so interesting to watch them navigate each other.
I think our experience offset mirrored the experience on set, which amplified the experience on set. We coalesced pretty quickly. And that's important when you're telling a story and you got an ensemble cast. And the dynamics and the behavior was sharp and respectful and purposeful. And everybody worked really hard in an effort to make this show.
Yeah, everybody came to play, and in the best way. You had, much like the show itself, it was this collection of people from all different, walks of life. And I mean, around the world, we've got Brit, we've got an Aussie, we've got, there's it's kind of a ragtag group of misfits, both on and off camera. And I think when you bring that kind of group together and there is an undeniable chemistry that is formed immediately, it makes the process just that much more enjoyable. And again, everybody brought their A game every day, and it was a blast to be a part of.
Jensen, Meachum feels like the guy who knows that everyone expects him to fuck up, so he's just going to prove them right, and do crazy things, or at least take the blame, even if he doesn't deserve it. But then we see him really kind of open up with this team and trust and care about them. So what do you feel like makes this team at this moment different for him? Does he just have a different perspective on life with what he's dealing with? Or is this just finally him with the right people?
Yeah, I mean, he, set your expectations low and you can always succeed. But with Meachum, I think he's not one he didn't join the force to impress his superiors. He doesn't go to work to get a promotion. He's not out to make friends with the people that can maybe elevate his career. That's not his MO. That's not what drives him. What drives him is to take the people down who are causing hurt to innocence. And I really feel like in his heart of hearts, he's been given this opportunity to kind of save himself by saving others. And
yeah, he's a pretty sincere guy.
And it's sincere. Yeah. I mean, he genuinely is fighting for the kid who's getting bullied. And I think that's a testament to maybe his upbringing and where he came from, and the fact that he could have gone south. He could have become a drug dealer. He could have been a bad guy, but instead he decided to make maybe what was wrong with him right in the eyes of society.
Yeah, Eric, it sort of feels like in order to get someone like Meachum to be a part of a team like this, Meachum has to have respect for your character, but your character also has to go to bat for him in a way that a lot of other people won't. So how did you view that relationship? How does Blythe see Meachum? What does he see in him?
So first of all, I think that, as far as leadership goes, you can invite a bunch of people to the party, but you can't move them all outdoors, collectively, just by telling them to leave. So I think there was an inherent respect that came with the position, which allowed for these characters to show up. But I think there's a leadership quality to Nathan Blythe, which compels them to follow.
Yeah, it feels like he doesn't have to say much. He can just walk in a room and they all have respect for him, which I thought was really interesting with that character.
Yeah, I found it interesting that anybody would respect me too.
Jensen, what do you think it is about Oliveras that makes Meachum really kind of want to do things right with her in a way that he seems to not necessarily have really thought about before? I mean, the moment, to get into spoilers a bit, the moment in episode 10 when the two of you are talking on the porch and you hold out your hand for her to take, I thought was such a oddly beautiful moment on a show like this that you don't expect to have. So Jessica told me that was your idea. What made you decide to share that moment together in that way?
That was your idea?
Yeah.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, I just feel like this guy is operating kind of alone a lot of the time. And he doesn't have real meaningful connection outside of work with anyone. And he is a bit of a lone wolf and a lone soldier in the world. And so, that moment specifically, I felt like there was a vulnerability that he was allowing her to see. And I knew that it wasn't something that was going to get touched on that often within the show. And so I felt like it was a moment of vulnerability, that maybe this is a person that would benefit from some human touch. And even if it was just as simple as reaching out your hand. And I think that so often people don't reach out their hand, and they try to go it alone, and they try to just muster up the fight within themselves. And I think it was a little crack in his facade, a little chink in his armor, saying that, this is hard for me. And I don't know. It was one of those, I think it was like take 2 or 3. I didn't even tell her. But you know what I did though? I told the camera operator.
So he could try.
Yeah. I told Tim so he could tilt down and grab it. I was like, hey, I think I'm going to grab her hand on this. And he was like, got it. And so I did. I think it was, whether they used it or not, I don't know. I just felt like something inside me made me think that that's something he would want in that moment.
Yeah, I love a show that, can have badass action like this show does, but at the same time, you give us characters that we care enough about to want to have a moment like that, to be able to remember a moment like that. I thought it was really cool the way the show is able to work all of that.
Yeah, and I would say that that's Derek Haas, because he's a great writer and he's good at nailing the procedural stuff, but weaving in a lot of character moments too. That was your choice, though, brother. That was a good choice.
Yeah, but he set me up. He set me. He put Meachum in that moment, and then allowed me to play. And I think that he's been fantastic in doing that with each and every one of us throughout the whole series, in really teeing us up to explore. He's so encouraging. He's not precious with the script. If something needs to kind of change, or we want to, we want to take an idea and maybe flesh it out. He's just an amazing collaborator in that way. And it's nice when your showrunner kind of builds you a sandbox to play in like that.
Eric, how did you feel about the fact that Blythe gets stabbed and is left to bleed out? I mean, was that something that was a surprise to you? Did you know that was coming?
I did know that was coming. Derek gave me fair warning. He did say you're going to have to crawl 50 yards through a dirty alley in downtown LA. And he gave me enough time to sort of absorb that.
Yeah, it was, when characters, you've got a character with a brain tumor, you have Drew didn't last too long. You start off the show killing somebody. So
nobody's safe.
Yeah, no one's safe on the show.
Jensen, you've been juggling between Countdown, The Boys, Tracker. As far as I'm concerned, we haven't gotten to see nearly enough of you on Trackers. So do you also hope to go back over there some more for the next season?
We are discussing that as we speak. That is being talked of. So yeah, I would hope so. Justin's a dear friend of mine, and getting to play with him up there is always a fun thing. So yeah, I think there's talks of bringing me back up. To what capacity, I'm not sure yet.
Well, thank you guys. I really enjoyed the show. It was lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.